That was crazy.
Is it easy dealing with us, G?
And I'm like, this shit is not working. So I took out the stick and I said, let's get it working.
Yeah.
And then it got out of hand because then I got used to that.
I'm glad we are
got used to
with it.
Okay.
So it's like
In the
the
way we
mom
think.
and the dad, and then it's the children in between both of them. And then you go, it's like when you go and ask permission for something, right? Like if you want to go to a party and then you say, Dad, can I go to the party? And you're like, yeah. Or, you know, just
That's
speak to
always
your mom.
partying.
And then, Mom, can I go to the party? Where are you going to go? Da, 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 da,
I was
da.
like, okay, now I have to do it. If I want to be able to sell my matcha cookies, I need to do it now. Namaste, Namo Himala creators. Welcome again to the IAMVERSE Podcast family. So today we actually have a very, very, very special topic. And I want to first introduce our panel for our guests. First of all, we have Master Shri Akarshana.
Namaste, Namo Himalaya.
Thank you, Master, for joining us. We also have our beautiful CEO, Acharya Varalakshmi. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And then we have our beautiful law of attraction, amazing Colombian Latina, Angela Quintel.
Thank you.
There's no bias there.
Of course.
So today, instead of Voshni, I'll be hosting you guys for the podcast. And today's topic is actually the Founders Edition, meaning we're going to be talking about how we all started, how we got to here, maybe a few stories that we could share with our audience as well. Maybe we could also share some how we got to this point as well, because at the very beginning, Master, I don't know if you remember, but it was it was quite interesting.
I don't know what he's referring to. But he's
No, when
laughing.
we first started this
Probably-
whole business venture.
You mean when you gave me cookies?
Yeah, even when I gave him cookies, yeah.
You gave him cookies?
Yeah,
We were hosting an event, and then we had some security guys. Don't know why security guy kind of fell asleep or something, but he bypassed the security guy, came backstage, and then and then he says hi, and I was like hi. So I didn't know him at the time, and he says, "Oh, I have some matcha cookies for you," and I was like, "Okay, just leave them here." And then he said, oh, "Okay." So he left them. I said, "Okay, bye."
Is that what?
That was my first.
it was like the most surreal moment ever.
My first memory of mine. Yes,
And I've never seen Master that surprised before.
I was very surprised because nobody can come backstage, you know.
Yeah.
How did you do that? Did you just sneak in?
So there was a fire alarm, and I was sitting at the front row, and I thought, because he was framing me, he was like, "Yeah, if not now, when?" I'm like, "Yeah, if not now, when?" I just remember that, and then all of the banners around the event area was, "If not now, when? When is now the best time?" I was like, "Okay, now I have to do it. If I want to be able to sell my matcha cookies, I need to do it now."
Wait, you were selling them?
I was promoting them. Actually, it was for my friend's business, but he wasn't very daring, so I was like, "Okay, let me do it for him."
So
You were selling matcha cookies.
Yeah.
Did you buy anything?
No, I just wanted Master to try them, and then if he liked them, then
You could have had
fingers
a
crossed.
shot.
Yeah.
It will be a collaboration.
So yeah, that's a little bit about what I did as a crazy guy 9 years ago, right? So yeah, I think I've been on a journey with Master for 8 years.
He looks very different now.
I've got more grey hairs now. Yeah. But actually, I think for the viewers,
He used to be a bit more chubby.
Yeah,
yeah, I
way
used
more
to be.
chubby.
It's because I ate a lot of KFC.
Now you
used to
don't.
have a huge pack of chicken. You told me before.
So I think what the audience wanted us to share was actually the beginning stage of how we started, and maybe
Where is the beginning?
transition when Acharya came in and she kind of like gave everyone the stick
What
and
am I the bad guy?
made things made sense. So I think it will be good for our newer viewers or people who are new to our community, maybe how IAMVERSE started.
I think
what was
G looks
the-
very different now.
I
I think from I don't actually, because I don't have any photos or videos from
Gee,
the
you
first
also
time
look
I met you, but from my memory of what you looked like at that first event I seen you, I remember you looking like a completely different person. Yeah.
I mean,
Did you wear glasses then?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
She maybe look like a
eyeliner, right?
Eyeliner. I didn't notice eyeliner.
I saw
Eyeliner.
pictures of you like when you had eyeliner, like a little bit more rebellious. I mean, you're
Rebellious?
still rebellious. But
I am a rebellious soul. Yes.
No, I remember her looking like a. She looked like a bit like a dorky PA.
Dear, oh dear.
That's how I remember. Anyway, I remember.
Dorky PA. I had so much in me.
And then now is she still dorky?
No. Now it's completely. Her energy's completely changed.
In what way? What
Well,
would you
then
say?
it was just look like. Imagine there was like a bit like Tiffany.
I know. You know what? I used those days. I used to not talk to anyone, and I right before I met you, I was working in Siemens and Philips, and those days, I would come to office. I will wear my glasses and I have my laptop, right? I will go into work. If I see anybody, any colleagues, I'll find a different route to get to my desk. I was so nervous about talking to people. I would just find every way on earth to avoid talking to people. That was how I was.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't. That just isn't in my like.
Yeah.
I just didn't think that from her.
Yeah.
Because she never really tells a story, so I just. No. I just.
Yeah,
I just
know.
assumed that you always okay with talking to people. Yes.
No, oh my God, I was like, I would tremble inside if I have to pass somebody, right? It was so weird. But then I can switch.
So I was right.
weird.
She was like
Yeah.
Tiffany.
Yeah. I'm a bit like Tiffany.
Charlie is also very good at telling people off as well.
Yeah, I did. But now it's like,
No, you-
But
there's no point.
same with Tiffany.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tiffany used to always tell people off.
Oh my god.
Oh my
She will
god.
be the quiet one and out of
now
nowhere.
she's gonna be,
Oh
if
my
she's
god.
walking,
Tiffany's
she
going to
would
be the
falling.
CEO of some company next.
Like the team members will feel Charlie's energy when she comes into the office alongside with
Do you
Mike.
feel like because you were somebody who was a bit shy and introverted and didn't speak to people, so that suppressed so much anger and frustration within you for so many years, and that's why the moment you became CEO, you have to get that whip out and
No.
and then
It's
you
not like
just
that.
and then you just
I'll
give
tell
them
you-
give them 30 years of anger in one.
No. I actually was. It was not like that. It was like this, that I had a very small world because I didn't interact with people, right? And in that small world, it was very calm and peaceful. And whatever I did, I knew what I was doing. And then the biggest shift that happened, I'm used to leading teams and things like that because that's what I did. But I knew what I was doing. And then I came to, I'm creator back then. And shit, man, that was crazy. I had never seen anything so chaotic ever in my life, in any situation, and so far away from the corporate culture that I came from. And I didn't know what to do, right? Everything in my eyes was falling apart. Like, it's like you pour anything, there is no bottom, right? And I don't know where to start because I could see everything like
So it looks
falling
like you
apart.
did a good job of managing the company back then.
Yeah, she got the stick out at the right time. Yeah. If she didn't do that, it would have been still very crazy.
And I wanted to do it my way. Like that was the soft part, but it wasn't working. I did it soft, but then switched. And then I'm like, this shit is not working. So I took out the stick and I said, let's get it working.
Yeah.
And
those
then
days.
it got out of hand because then I got used to that.
I'm glad we
She
are
got used
agreed
to-
with it.
Okay, then because everything needed, I felt like it was like a momentum, right? Then I got used to doing that way, which was so different from what I truly am because I don't lead like that. And out of necessity, I did it. And then I realized that if I continue like this, I am going against myself. And I also realized that if I continue like this team is going to fall apart. Right? So I had to pause. I had to really pause. You had no idea. There were so many sleepless nights that I just sat there and just practiced yoga because I had to shift something inside. And when I started shifting, first thing that happened was I became calmer than before. And as I became calmer, the right people started coming in. Guru started coming in. Karthik started coming in, and it started falling into place. I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done. There's still a lot of cleaning up to be done. But I feel like we are in a much better place than we ever did, and I'm very confident, with the team, the trust that I have in you, and what we're building together. And I have an amazing advisor in Mike and Karthik. So I feel like, I feel confident that we're moving in the right direction. Yeah.
So, is it easy dealing with us, G?
You personally,
It's getting personal.
Yeah, it's getting personal.
Yeah, you were easy. You were one of the easy person to deal with, but you had.
But do you want to get publicly shamed?
I mean, sure.
Do you want me to go on, or are you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
This is the unfiltered version. Of
Unfiltered
Yeah, this
version,
is the unfiltered.
raw unfiltered
Yeah,
version.
the naked
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course. That's
yeah.
what I did.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember? Yeah. I mean, I feel like you were not aware. Like, you were ready to listen, but only that part that you heard, and there was no other thoughts to it. So when we started to grow, I needed you to do a little bit more than what you were doing. And however much I was pounding in your head, it was not working. So it felt like, are you going to step up, or do I have to find somebody else? It was a lot of back and forth. But you stepped up beautifully, and now you lead the metaverse. Of course, there's a lot of room of improvement. Just like I.
So
have
what's
to
all
improve.
his problems now then?
His problem? His problem is, I don't think he has a lot of problems now. I think he's okay. He's learning in the right path. It's
Thank you,
okay.
G. Thank you. And what would you advise that a lot of our viewers are watching this? Do you feel like it's quite similar in how most people are in life, or do you feel like I'm a special case and
No,
yeah?
No, most people are like that. It's like most people are like.
No, I think
unaware.
everyone's different in some way.
Yeah.
He has his attributes.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
has their attributes.
Yeah. I think we fit in together, and everybody has their pros and cons, right?
Yeah.
We just have to focus on the pros. Like, I feel that you and I are polar opposites. In a
In
lot
what
of
sense?
ways. In the way that we think, in the way that, like, for example, I remember.
I don't think.
Like
I think
You don't think. Yeah, you don't think, and I think.
I will say it's like
In the
the
way we
mom
think.
and the dad, and then it's the children in between both of them. And then you go, it's like when you go and ask permission for something, right? Like if you want to go to a party and then you say, Dad, can I go to the party? You're like, yeah. Or, just
That's
speak to
always
your mom.
partying.
And then, Mom, can I go to the party? Where are you going to go? Da-da-da-da-da. Go speak to your dad. What are you telling me? Okay, you go and speak to him and come back.
First write me an email. Have you filled in the form?
Get the
Consent
proposal
form.
straight. Give me strategy. And then I'm like, Master just gives a heart. What does the heart mean? So I think it's like that type of relationship. Like you both are quite different, and then I feel like
No, I think
Manan
she's detail. I'm not detail.
No, I think you are detailed.
You are very
You are
detailed,
very
but in a
actually.
different way.
Yeah, very different.
in the
Like,
creative side of it.
yeah, like I couldn't do what you just did. Oh, this is slightly tilted. That is slightly da. My brain doesn't work like that. But if I give you a document and a contract,
Yeah.
and I'm going through the details of
Words.
every line of it, you would never do that.
That's why I don't understand why she still sends me long. I don't
I
understand.
still have hope
because
that
I
one
thought
day
I thought
you
she.
will read it.
Do you know if you let's say you have a paragraph and you send to me one question at a time, I will answer that. I can answer that
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
But if she sends me a paragraph explaining something
You
and
don't
then
understand.
ask the question, could you ask
Because-
just ask the question, don't explain the thing.
No, because
Sometimes she leaves me a 3-minute voice message. Actually, I don't listen to it. I
because
can't,
I feel like
I'm-
I need to give the context before the question, And sometimes I cannot just shoot you a question, because if I do shoot you a question, you're like, why? What was that? What are you talking about? What do
does
you
that
mean?
mean?
I never said that. I'm thinking,
Who said that?
okay, who said that? I'm
Send me
like,
the recording.
okay, let me try to give him a little bit of feedback or context so I can ask the right question. But even so, you don't reply.
No, but but it's not about you though. I don't think anyone who communicates with me needs to take it personal, because like even if I watch a movie I really want to watch, it's the same. Like I ask Kaina every 2 lines, oh, who's Kevin? He said, oh, the person who just saw. Oh, okay. Why is he dropping that thing off? Like, it just, I just.
Is it because your attention is very short?
I think it's that, yeah.
So
but it's not like that when it is creative, though.
Like you can spend hours, like the other day when we were setting up this podcast room, you was very detailed. You said, okay, let's do this, let's do this. You spent a couple hours with me setting this up. Oh, okay, let's do it that way, let's do it this. Oh, the light is not in this right manner. So I think the attention is there, but for certain things, right?
Yeah.
That's what we observe.
Yeah. But it is a shock to me. Like, I have not seen anybody like so not detailed on one thing and so detailed on another thing. Like it's like a swing, right? So it took me a while to get adjusted to you.
Do you recognize that, or do you just...
I'm hearing.
I'm just getting to know myself.
I just felt like I wasn't detailed about everything, but now you say that, actually it kind of makes sense. So I don't know. Maybe some things I'm more passionate about.
Yeah.
Okay, master. So I think through the time when we first started this whole personal development journey, I think from your perspective, what do you think through all the obstacles, challenges, the ups and downs, what do you think was the biggest turning point that allowed us to be able to be like, okay, now we're in a position where we're a bit more stable. Now I can focus more on the creative side.
Definitely G joining. Yeah.
And in what aspect of her
actually
journey?
In between there was that period with Alia, and that period, actually no, Chibario was, because Chibario is quite detailed, but maybe overly controlling, I would say. So, but before that, when I was doing the noodle bars, I had somebody
managing,
which was actually very good in that sense. Managed everything very, but in between it was kind of a bit of a blur, it wasn't quite the right people. And so I think, but I think I've always nominated other people to do the managing, because I know that I don't deal with contracts and details and numbers and things like that. So I know if it's in my hands, then it's wasting my energy on it, because I think my energy is I have the ideas, and I can execute the sales and the marketing of an idea, and I can do that very well. But then something needs to have that solid the fulfillment side.
So what do you think was the difference between the previous managers and Acharya? Like, would you say it's more like because you guys are both from the same lineage, you guys both love
I think
master?
Okay, I think the lineage part is very important, because there is no like full trust is just there, like 100% trust, and there's no questioning of I wonder if she's working today, or I wonder if she's doing, haven't seen her for a while, or anything, where's that money gone, or anything like that. There's like, when you can, I mean, in an organization, if you can eliminate those parts, it's a huge deal, because usually the mind goes crazy, especially in any partnerships, So I think that part is very important. And also another thing, knowing that we're going to be here forever, meaning that, there may be ups and downs along the way, and, we may face certain challenges here and there. But regardless, we have to achieve the ultimate. Yeah. And I think there's no way you can just find any CEO or anybody who, you can't just pick someone off the street. They can have this very skill set, but they don't have that, So I think like that makes a huge difference. Yeah.
So I have a question, because I mean, I've been since G started a little bit, do you think like, because we are a spiritual company, like we're in this mission of sharing love and positivity, right? But how do you, because you came from mountains, after mountains, you have some downloads and you can see more things and you can see people that were going in the path with you alongside. But I do remember that conversation that
I said she's going to be part of it.
And you
she
were
laughed
trying
in
to
the car.
close.
You were in the car,
Yeah,
no?
yeah. I was in the car with Jane, and you were trying to, well, we will close
No,
her
but I
into
seen
it.
because I seen it when I was in the mountains. I seen it through meditation, and I said, "Oh wow!" But at that time, because you need to understand that it's not she was a CEO of any company. It's not that oh she's talked to me about it. No, it wasn't. It was just like, hey, this person's supposed to be part of it. So when but I knew that, hey, wait there a second, wait. I just finished that journey. I'm talking to another human being. You can't just throw something like, hey, what are you talking about? So I was half joking in the car and just saying, hey, why don't you just move to the UK and work with us or something like that? And I remember her words, because her words, she said, I'm not employable.
Yes, I did say that.
That was her words at the time. And then I remember we were just in the car. I just laughed, and then we said, okay. And I remember having a conversation with you and Jane afterwards. And I said, she doesn't know yet, but she's going to, and it was Lim. I said, she doesn't know yet, but she's going to be part of the team. And then I think it was one week later or 2 weeks later or something like that, she messaged and she said, were you serious about me moving to the UK or joining the team? And I said, yeah, why? And she said, yeah, I spoke to Grandmaster about it. And he said, okay.
So what was going through your mind when that happened?
Actually, I wasn't sure at all, because I don't know why. There's this thing that says that, okay, try it out. You know, what's the big deal? But then I wasn't also sure, because there's this lot of logical things that doesn't make sense to move to the UK. I just started a business, and then it was kicking off, and then it just comfortable, right? Then it doesn't make any sense to move. But I spoke to Mike, and he said, it's an adventure, try it out. And say, okay, we said, okay. He booked a house and everything, paid off for 6 months, because I didn't have a visa back then. I came with a tourist visa, because I wasn't sure if I was going to stay beyond 6 months, very honestly. So I tried. And then when I reached there, I saw that everything is, I had not done anything like this before, right? And I had not worked in a startup before. I had always worked in a place where everything is already set up. So
we literally were in a garage.
I came the first time, and like what you considered this a set, it was like plastic tables and then Master in a sofa on a stage. And I was looking around the first time like, what am I? And then Steve
was bare brick walls, like
yes,
a garage.
and then Steve was there with his tea, and I'm thinking, where have I come? This is the chaos that you arrived.
Yeah. Then I thought, okay, how are we going to make this work? You know, I've left everything there. Now it's here, but the logical mind kicks in, because that's my default, right? So it kicks in and said, no, this is not it. This is not it.
Yeah.
Then I say it's divine intervention. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't have gone, right? I couldn't have gone because COVID started right there and then.
That's the only reason she stayed.
The universe was, I'm going to lock you up.
You have to listen to me, though. COVID started, right? But even then, it was still going around. People can still move about and things like that. But then it completely shut down. And then I had about 20 days left in my visa. Either I was going to go back or do something else. Now I heard Nash talking about her immigration, and I thought, my visa is about to run out. Let me just check in with this person. And guess what she said? The visa rules have changed. You can apply from here. You don't have to go back. Just apply it. And within 10 days, I had the visa. I was like, how is this happening? I was so ready to go back. And everything around was, you know what they say, the universe conspires you to stay. So then I started actually really understand that this is meant to be happening. This is meant to happen together, and I shouldn't be fighting so much. Then my acceptance started, and then, I focused on the work rather than trying to go back to it. It was not working. How hard I was trying, even how much I was trying, it wasn't
So
working.
would you say that the environment just forced you to stay in
Divine intervention.
divine intervention?
I don't think that us meeting is just by any chance, right? It's meant to happen.
This is what we are. What this setup is for is a global company. Is a $1 billion company. Like, to me, that is inevitable. It's like it's written. It's there because I can feel it. And even in we can say short years, because how long have you been?
5 years.
I mean, it feels like 10 years.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like 5 years. But in these 5 years, coming from where we came from to where we are now with a team of, 30, 40, 50 people, whatever, is quite crazy. And especially when it's the same team members are around as well, with Steve and Man. And like, when he first started, he was on trial for £400 a month. And that was working from a living room. There was no office at that point. So now to be here, I know sometimes when we're looking forward at what we are trying to achieve, I mean, with the metaverse and with the app and things, it feels like, I mean, I'm always saying we're so far away, we're so far away. But I know also I purposely say that because I know that's the way that it will speed up, because if I feel that I'm far away, then we will need to push extra hard. And again, when we blink again and another 2 or 3 years pass by, we're going to look back and go, whoa, we've created this thing now.
Yeah.
But then it's going to be onwards again, because we're going to have the next vision as well. And that's why I know that this is a $1 billion company. And the interesting thing is, this $1 billion company, obviously the whole team is a big contribution to everything we're creating. But from the head, what's leading and guiding it, I think, is extremely important. And I can put my hand up to say that I myself would not do a $1 billion company. And in the same sense, I actually believe that G by herself would not create a $1 billion company. Like, even if she continued with her yoga franchise thing that she was doing in India, I don't think it would have been that big, really. So. And the reason I believe that is because I can see very clearly now over these years, what you just said before is how complementary we are to actually each other. And I think it's taken us a few years to understand each other better, and understand ourselves enough to know when we should stick in our lane rather than cross over to the other lane. Because that's the thing, I think, sometimes when you have multiple bosses or multiple people in charge, there can be a lot of conflict there. But now I know that, she will, like, obviously to lead, you need a strong opinion. You need to be strong. But where does the conflict not happen is, now how I see it is, whenever it comes to any contracts or whatever, the money decision, that type of thing, majority of the things is you just send me, I just do what this, I don't even have a say, it's fine, I don't need you, But before, I think there may have been a few times where it's like, you step on this side or I step on that side, and then give a comment, and then suddenly we bite back. We're like, wait there a second, and we will both feel it in that point. Yeah. And in those points, I think because we are both very aware and do self-reflection, then we kind of analyze afterwards ourselves by, I know we do it because the next time we see that it goes smoother now. Yeah. And so in the same sense, what I've noticed actually with G, I think it's got a lot bigger, her vision and things, and the speed of how things need to happen. I think it's gotten a lot more bigger and faster now. But I feel like, especially in the early days, I felt like I always wanted to sprint and take the big pie first. And I felt a bit of a tug behind because it's like, hey, we need to sort this out. Hey, we need to sort that out. Oh, we can't do that yet. And I don't like can't because I'm like, what do you mean? You know, I said, no, we can. We just do this. And I used to stand my ground a little bit on that. But I find like now she toys with my ideas when I speak about something like completely absurd.
How would she do that? How would she toy with your ideas?
Now she does. Now I realize now when I say, okay, Gia, I want to do a 2,000 people event in 3 months time. Okay, sure. Yeah, okay, let's do it. But in the past, it would be exciting. I feel a bit of like, oh, let's figure some other things out first. And I'm like, no, we need to do it. But I think that trust also builds after time because we've proven ourselves. We've proven every wacky thing that I say at first. We've made it happen together, you know. Yeah, but at the same time, what I'm saying is that that wacky idea and that you know, you call download or whatever that thing, and then I will do my part, but her part that she makes it happen is extremely important, you know, because I think I don't think I've ever had that powerful of a support before. But powerful and capable. Yeah, I mean, I've had people who work with me who, okay, I share the same vision. Yeah, let's do it. But if they're not capable, then it's just all, you know, empty words, you know.
I remember those days when you used to say, okay, let's do this. And I'm thinking, what is he talking about? We haven't done any research. We haven't found what we're going to do. We haven't found the steps. You know, I used to deploy software. When you deploy software on a big systems, you know every little detail, every command that you're going to put in, you know everything, and you rehearse that multiple times before you go. And you know so if you superimpose that on running an event is like going live in my head. And going live, you can't just go live. You know, where is your preparation to go live, right? We haven't had any discussions. So that's how I used to feel. But now I realize that, hey, somebody has to have that vision. Somebody has to think out of the box. When you started the NFT projects and things like that, and I was like, okay, he just announced it, but there is
on the same day.
On the same day, and then there's
and searching on YouTube on the same day, what is NFT? How to upload NFT?
And then I'm thinking, okay, he just announced it. I don't know what this is. I don't know where to start. And then I remember doing all sorts of research, trying to find out developers who can do that. Because to me, that is a project management. You know, you have to find people, you have to figure it out, you have to agree this, you have to do the contract, you have to nothing. Just announced it. I'm like, what is that? Then I said, okay, he's not going to do any of
Then millions of dollars came in, and then she was like, oh, okay, let's continue.
This is interesting now.
This is different.
Yeah.
This is different. You know, I've not seen this before. But then I realized that, you know, this, as you said, we have to have different lanes. You're very good at putting out the vision, and I'm good at making sure that the foundation is strong so that the vision can actually reach to its potential. Right, so I really feel that we're complementary. That's why I also say that we're polar opposites, right? Because this energy is required to build something.
Yeah, this is really interesting to observe both you guys sitting at the same table, conversating, and I just also want to get Angela's perspective on this as well. When you're surrounded with people like Master, Acharya, what do you think you inherently gain from it, or what do you think the message gets passed on?
Well, I've been told that I'm a postman.
Yes, you used
Where
to.
I am very good at copy and pasting.
So, for example,
So I think it goes back to like, I think everything needs to happen the way it's supposed to happen. Because I remember when I started, I think Master always says, "Oh, I pick up Angela in Miami," and then from Miami I went to LA, and then I remember the person who actually opened the door in the mastermind was G. but
Oh.
I
Oh,
don't
really?
remember
Wow.
your I remember it was you because
Okay.
you made a very nice a very nice salad
Food.
with
Yes,
sweet
food.
potato,
I
and it
did?
smelled very nice because you were cooking for
Oh.
the team. So that was the first time that I met you, but I didn't know who you were. Then Master told me, oh, you should speak to her to go and see Grandmaster. And then I asked you, like, can I have his WhatsApp, or, you know, very naive, hoping to speak to him through the phone. And then, you know, after that, after LA, and then coming to, I guess, eventually to India, in that period of time, it was very similar to G in the sense that, like, I was going to apply for the visa in India. And I messaged G because at that time I used to cry to G all the time. She used to be my, well, you're still my coach,
Mentor.
my mentor, everything. But at that time I used to be the person who will cry on the phone with G, and then G will be just, what is she doing? But at that time, I did apply for India. That was in 2019 to go to India. And then I got rejected. And then I told her, I was like, oh, yeah, you know, India government reject my visa. And then, you know, she just said, oh, okay, well, it's okay, next time. And inside of me, I got so mad at her. I'm like, why are you telling me next time? Like, why are you not telling me, like, to push forward and to reapply? And, like, why? I'm like, I thought she was going to help me. And why she just, you know, giving up on me so easily, right? But there was something inside of me, and going back to, like, the energies and the spirituality side of it, where I felt like there was a calling to something bigger and better. And after I applied for it and I got my visa, I was like, gee, I got my visa. And I went, I did the training, the spiritual training with Grandmaster. I spent 45 days with G. And then after that, you know, Master called me to be his PA. And then after that moment onwards, when I knew that G was coming in, it was just kind of like a sense of safety and a sense of like, oh, I have arrived at a good place, or I have arrived at a place that I can feel comfortable. Even though everything was very new, even though that I didn't know what I was going to do, even though that I didn't know I was going to change so much within the last 5 years. But after that, learning from these two energies, which is very creative, and also, you know, G always says I don't have a head energetically. So in the sense, like, being able to get the best out of them, and then trying to create my own version and step into my own power to be able to continue to lead. I think that has been the part where I have learned the most, because, like, from Master, I know the way of speaking, the way of taking care of people from the outside, and then from the inside with G is taking care of myself, taking care of the team, so we can take care of more people. So it's a lot of different things that I think if I wouldn't have one side, then the other part will highly be missing, and it would not be as effective to kind
She
of
is the
become.
child that has got the
Both sides.
energies of both sides.
That's very good. Yeah. So we can retire early. Hand it to
We leave
Angela.
it to G.
Not yet.
We leave it to Angela.
But I think I've learned a little bit of both, and I mean I'm still learning, but. Yeah.
So for our viewers, like for those who are saying, I want to become an entrepreneur, or I want to be able to level up in my spirituality, or be more aware of how to live my life, like through your journey and through observing these energies, how would you recommend people? Like, what would be step number one in order for them to be able to say, okay, I want to change my life now?
I think first I will say, like, some sort of knowing that there is more for you. I think that unknowing of things, I don't know how Master or Chari has felt. I mean, we have always, I felt that I've always known that we are going to do something good for the universe. And after Master came, like, it was so clearly for me to see in the ceremonies, or, you know, like the energy. I couldn't understand because most of the things would be in Hindi when we do the ceremonies and things. And my background is no from India or of any of these environments, but it was more about the energy and kind of like a knowing that, you know, I think something is coming along, or there is, even though there's so much uncertainty, where we're going to live, how we're going to do this, how everything will be turned out, I think it's just the trust that something is going to be good for you at the end of the day. Having, number one, that trust from the universe. Number two, I think the biggest thing that I've realized and in my journey personally is guidance, whether it be from master, from grandmaster, from G, from Himalayas. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a one-on-one guidance, but like the knowing or the divine knowing and the trustiness of that. And then after that, just equipping yourself, you know, like learning how master always speaks about communications and marketing, sales, leadership, which I've learned all of these skills. Like if you were to ask me 5 years ago, Mike asked me one day after yoga, he said to me, write in this piece of paper how many skills you have. I looked at Mike and said, I have no skills other than to pass the water, right? I didn't have any skills, but because I incorporated these three things, I guess, which is the trust in something higher, having that guidance from people that might know a little bit more than me, and listening to actually surrender to the teachings of it and implementation of those teachings. I mean, I don't know how about G or Master has felt, but sometimes I feel like running away because it can get tough and it's hard, you know. It's a lot of people say, oh, I want to join IAMVERSE, but it takes a lot of the spirit strength, you know, moving around and, you know, a lot of different things. But if you have that in your heart, that is, it's not just a job or it's not just another company, but it's actually something that you can incorporate your life mission into a bigger mission. Like if you can become one with that, then whatever you will call it, like an employee or part of a family, like if you align with that, then it does not longer become.
How would you say the average person out there can align themselves more?
I think it's based on what people believe, right? I mean, like I align very much with what I have witnessed through my journey in spirituality. And I think the spirituality and the business, it's quite, I always speak with G, it's quite challenging. And she always speaks about a very thin line between spirituality and business, because it is, you know, you have money and then you have integrity and spirituality. And I've seen many times, like Master and Acharya, we have a situation with someone and you can either be a very business-like minded and, you know, kind of crush someone per se, or, you know, become very greedy or whatever the case might be. But then you also have the spiritual side that kind of gives the benefit of the doubt to that person or to that individual, because they understand that behind every person there's a soul. And we are still held accountable for taking care of a soul, regardless of whatever business we're running. So I think that humanity and that humbleness and that truthfulness, that we are all one spirit and we are all in this for a long run. I think once you find what actually speaks to your heart and the truth that you feel that is the right truth, but not everybody can see that, you know. I think it takes a lot of self-reflection to come to understanding.
I think she's talking about a recent situation.
What recent situation?
I think she's referring to a recent situation.
No, I think it's overall. You know, I think I've seen so many people come and go in the organization, but whenever somebody
now I know.
Whenever somebody does go, like in my mind, I'm thinking, well, maybe
they still have a soul. That's what she's saying.
Maybe there's something inside still.
Somewhere there.
Somewhere out there. But yeah, just align with what feels right to your heart.
So I want to get Master's take on this. So you've seen Angela at the very beginning, and you see her today. There's a big improvement, I believe. But what would you say would be the next step?
You framed there's a big improvement first. I can't go the other way now.
I've only learned from the best guys. But
we all know there's been a big improvement. So out of these improvements, what are they?
Like, what would you say for Angela to grow through that next step? What would you say, or what kind of wisdom would you pass on to Angela so that she can take herself to the next step?
I think she's very. She understands the organization very well. She understands all the systems and processes. I think it's more to do with getting people to buy into her commands. I think, like people wanting to follow that lead. You know, I think it's a game. I think it's all a game. It's like recently I've been I certainly have a son now, so I've been just observing the interactions, because they do so many naughty things and things like that, and then you're just observing. And I think all this spirituality helps, because it's kind of like, okay, you tell them don't do it, then they rebel, like, okay, and then you try to use a different way, and then, oh, okay, that way works, and things like that, and then you give them, you control, they rebel, so you give them a sense of freedom, but then the freedom is also a distortion. I think like yesterday, he was running around and he was trying to carry all the heavy weights, and Hero was getting very angry, like, you shouldn't, it's very dangerous, blah, blah, blah. And then the more he was doing that, the more, no, I can. So he started picking up more heavier weights. And I said to Hero, I said, you need to let him pick up the heavy weights. He said, yeah, but he's going to hurt himself. I said, he needs to hurt himself. And then one of the girls got very shocked, like, why are you saying he should hurt himself? But I'm saying, no, that's how you learn. He will do it behind your back, even if he listens to you now. So she says, so you're just going to let him hurt himself? Well, within boundary. Like, I'm observing. Obviously, if he just runs out to the road, you're not going to leave him, right? But I'm seeing, okay, that's that heavy, and yes, he might hurt himself, but that's what it is, you know. It's you can handle it. So my words to him is, no, actually, pick up any weight you want to do. Do anything you want to do. That gives a sense of freedom. Then they're happy. Then they like you. And but you're observing, though, you know. And then it's very interesting, because he immediately jammed his finger and it started bleeding. Oh wow! But he's never picked up those weights now. But that's the thing, you know. I think, like, people are strange, and nobody, you know, management is a hard thing to do, because you need to manage, but people don't like to be controlled. Everybody wants a sense of freedom. But again, I think the winners are not those who give absolute freedom. The winners are those who give that perception of freedom, that perceived freedom. And when you can do that well, they completely love you, because they feel like, oh, she lets me do whatever I want to do. Yeah, I think that it's an art, you know.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I understand what you were saying, and I observed that in you very early on. But the way the leadership style that I had was under a complete structure. I was able to put out myself a lot more than, or helping other people a lot more. Because the structure, I didn't have to do it myself. The structure was protecting whoever was involved, the policies and everything. But when I came to Creator back then, because there was no structure and I was still doing the way I used to do, and putting myself out there, and I think I rescued a lot of people, and putting the burden on myself, and trying to figure. Wealth yogi was one of the things that, you know, I couldn't let just things happen when it was two company, and I think
that's the thing about over time you find your balance.
Yes.
Of how much to let go.
Exactly.
And how much you actually, But again, the things that you're controlling, if you can control under the radar, I think that is the art. Yeah. It's not easy.
It is not.
Yeah, but that's the point, and that's what we are just all trying to do, you know. Yeah.
You wouldn't find us looking over your shoulder, right? But we know what you're doing.
Sounds very scary. It's like a mom. You see, I told you, it's like a mom and a dad. Like, they will not tell you anything, but they're like, you know, looking over. So
then, whoever's watching from the team members, if you feel a little bit more freedom from Angela's side, you know why.
Angela's gonna give a lot of freedom these days.
I give freedom nowadays, but I also overlook what they're doing.
So same question to...
But I think that's the needing... people need to make a mess of something to know.
Mm-hmm.
But they need to they need to be able to feel also the seriousness of that mess as well when it does happen. And so it's almost like you're watching your kid gonna hurt themselves, and then you know it's gonna happen, but you just let them do it anyway. And then when they do it, you just pray to God that they won't do it again, you know. Yeah. And then but then that mess you allow them to create is within boundary.
I remember you saying this. Let them fail. I think that's what you said. Let them fail. And I'm like, how can you just watch them fail? You know?
But I think it's like let's say, like what I mean by those boundaries is like, let's say for example, if we know we are making, let's say $5 million, or we're making $2 million or whatever. When we're making $2 million, and okay, this in my mind it's like, okay, this project is 30,000. I mean, to a lot of people that seems like a lot of money, but I'm just looking in comparison. We are $1 million company, so if it's 30,000 for this lesson for a key member, and because once they learn this lesson, this person could potentially make hundreds of thousands or maybe millions. So I think that's how I'm. That's the within boundary, you know. It's never going to be a case like, take all the money and do whatever you want with it, you know. So I think it's like that. It's like sometimes with our marketers, I say the same thing, because I always say they're not daring enough to spend on ads, and then they're always asking, but what's the ad budget? And I purposely say these words. I say, there's no budget. Use as much as you want. But is that the reality? Is it the case that they'll swipe the card of $1 million today? It won't happen. So but from my words, it's like, use whatever you want. And from their side, it's like, wow, I have absolute freedom to do so. Now, only, you know, in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, we'll tell, okay, look, now, you spent this much, that was your cost per lead, and you messed up. You know, so like, they need to see that. Yeah, but if you don't give them that freedom, then they're always asking, what's the ad budget? There is no budget. If it's making money, why is there a budget? You know, and I think even that message, it's taken a couple of years for, they're still not quite grasping it yet, you know?
Yeah, it's a very self-development journey, in the sense that like it really takes a lot of, and what I have seen with myself and other team members, like, is when you speak about like the type of leadership. I mean, I have never taken leadership classes or leadership courses.
You will.
Thank you. But what I have learned from leadership within the organization, it really takes also like a lot of insight for you to realize, okay, because it's like, I always feel that it's like there's entrepreneurs out there doing its own and, you know, putting their skin out there, and if there is a loss, they need to deal with the loss. But I feel safe to make a lot in the organization, because
look at Joey's face.
I'm like, but in the sense that like I have the freedom to like, it's a very blessed space to be. Like, this is how I feel. Like, I'm in a space that
you need to start deducting from her salary.
I know.
Every loss needs
Actually, I have threatened her one time.
One time she did. I was like, shit, man, she's gonna come from my salary. I need to make this thing work. No, but I do take it seriously. But what I'm saying is that it's a safe environment for you to become a leader. And I also seen that with Man, and I mean, now we have Steve and Janine and Samantha. These are all the leaders. Mia. You see, like, I seen that this is the approach that we give, and it's a good approach. It's a safety environment approach to be able to become a better version of yourself, a better leader, a better entrepreneur. Like, all of these different things it's a good thing to make last cheap.
As long as you recoup that.
Yes.
You can also talk to our finance manager as well.
Yeah. He's a big help.
What is this? Why is this happening?
He knows every
detail,
every expense. You know, I can't believe it. Every line item that we spend in the company, he has a book that lists down who spent what, where, every detail.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Every detail, man, you won't believe it.
I think my department is probably the most costly these days. Okay, so I think before we wrap up the show, I want to do something a bit fun. So I'm gonna give you guys maybe like a dialogue or a sentence, and I want you guys to give me the first thing that comes to your mind. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, we'll start with Angela. So what does the word positivity means to you?
Happiness and all good within duality. Yeah.
Acharya, IAMVERSE.
Divine.
That was very quick. Master, spirituality.
Everything, abundance, infinite.
Okay. So I think that was okay. So let's go ahead, and I think
That was a wonderful game.
yeah, I was looking
so
a
much
little
fun.
bit, yeah, I was looking
Somebody
for a
had
little
to
bit
say it.
Yeah, I need to work on that. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed our guest today. Thank you, Master. Thank you,
Thank you.
Acharya.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
man.
Angela, for
Thank
being
you.
with us.
Thank you.
And let me know inside the comments below what you guys have learned, what you took away, or maybe some aha moments. Just let us know what you guys have thought. And make sure, if you guys haven't already done so, click on that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Also that bell notification next to it so that you get notified every single week whenever we upload a podcast. So until we see you guys next time, keep safe, keep thriving, and
Namaste.
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 Thank you.
Namaste.